to the test. It's the Saints and the Packers coming up next.
There's a look at one of the most iconic sports venues in the lower 48, built back in 1957 under the title of City Stadium. We are at Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Tonight we move on to week 2 of the preseason, and we've got a good matchup here between the New Orleans Saints and the Green Bay Packers. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis, happy to be back alongside you. And I'll tell you what, yes, it's just week 2 of the preseason, but now they've got one game under their belts. And a lot of guys trying to prove some stuff down on the field here today.
Not only that, these coaches like to win. And I used to think it really didn't matter who won in the preseason. Then I watched some of those shows that the NFL does, and you see the coaches in preseason after a loss jumping all over their guys. So I learned one valuable lesson. Wins and losses count no matter what time of year it is.
Mason Crosby of the Packers has it teed up, and off we go from Lambeau. This one fielded at the 5. And he returns this to the 22. And here come the Saints about to begin their first possession. And the man in charge of this offense, his 8th season now in the NFL, former #1 pick, Jameis Winston.
It was terrible to see Jameis Winston suffer his torn ACL last season because he had the Saints rolling in his first year running the show in New Orleans. They went 5-2 in his starts, and they were just 4-6 after he was injured. And how about this? He only threw 3 interceptions, really addressing the big concern people had from his time as a starter in Tampa. New Orleans, they plan to roll with him for a second season and hope that last year's performance will carry over in a full season.
And right away, he lost the football. And the Packers pick it up. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
No coach or team's ever happy when someone has a turnover. But if there's ever a good time to do it,
preseason.
Yeah, right now. You know that to come regular season, he's going to be ready to go. And maybe he'll remember, yeah, I don't want to do this when it comes time for the games to count.
And here comes the winner of the last 2 NFL MVP awards, Aaron Rodgers, as he brings his Packers out for their first series of the game.
And so often when you've stolen a possession, as they just did there,
on the first play,
picking up the fumble, the natural inclination is to attack, go after them big. Sometimes what you just want to do is put the ball in the hands of one of your best players and one of their favorite plays and establish your dominance that way.
And they'll send the slot in motion left. Now after the fumble recovery, it's Rodgers. That is caught. It's the tight end, Tunyon. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. First and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points. Jones going to take this down just short of the goal line. He got 3, but could not get the ball over the chalk. Second and goal from the 1. Jones again. And he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown. Aaron Jones taking it in from a yard out. And the Packers take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. On is Mason Crosby for the point after. And it's good to make it 7-0 Packers. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And the last play in the drive was a touchdown run by Aaron Jones. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. From the 6. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The offense and Alvin Kamara heading back onto the field. He's got to clear his mind a little bit right now. 1 carry, and that carry was a lost fumble.
Clear his mind, clear his hands, and just let this one go. Sometimes it happens. You drop the ball. Got a full game ahead hand it to them again, see if they can start to produce.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test him early, but they proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
On 3rd down, Winston. On the check down, he finds Kamara. And he will be marked down short of the first as they get to him at the 29. 5 yards, not enough. And it'll be 4th down.
Blake Gillikin on to punt here as he'll send this one away.
Fielded at the 20. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. So good field position for the Packers as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. They fake the give. Now Rodgers. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Rodgers. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
And the slot man goes in motion left. Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. And he's got his receiver. That's Sammy Watkins. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. This is Cobb with a catch right side. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. Got a man. That's Lazard. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down.
Well, as a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense find their rhythm early, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect here for another nice gain for a 1st down. This offense is moving the ball well, exactly as he drew it up in practice.
He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Aaron Jones ready for the regular season with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Packers lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. Extra point up and good by Crosby. And it's now 14-0. So that drive in total 8 plays. And the last play in the drive was a touchdown run by Aaron Jones. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away.
Taken in at the 3. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara.
And he'll get what he can up the middle. 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Jameis to throw it. Ebron caught left side. His first catch, good for 8 and a first down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Now, Charles, we take a peek there at the recent draft class, and it's definitely a year where they had a chance to greatly improve this team.
And you've got to take advantage when you have this type of an opportunity. 2 first-round picks.
Looking for Landry, and it's intercepted. Rasul Douglas picks it.
And the Packers are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield.
He got out of the pocket there. I was wondering what he was going to do with it, but I think he was calling. His receiver was calling for the ball, wasn't he?
He certainly was. The problem, he called for it too late, and when he delivered, they were all over him in the secondary and came up with the interception.
So after the INT, it's Rodgers. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Give the sack to David Onyemata, the product of Nigeria by way of Canada. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Another try after the first down sack. Rodgers.
A throw complete to the tight end, Tunyon. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
That one good for 20 on the catch and run. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. To throw is Rodgers. That's complete to Lazard.
And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defense interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that, the passer.
And again, it's Rodgers. And he slings one that's incomplete.
So now here in the 2nd week of the preseason, you'd expect the starters play a little bit more than they did in week 1, but not a whole lot.
So if you're an offensive coordinator, what are you looking for?
What you're looking for is things getting cleaned up as you go along because most of your playbook's probably installed. How well are they handling it? Easy in it.
End zone, but it's incomplete. You know, during these preseason games, we're in week 2 right now, it's always funny looking at our spot charts up here in the booth because with all the guys that might play in this one, it seems to get bigger and bigger each year.
Yeah, we pretty much supersize them, don't we? Because, you know, remember, they're carrying 90 now. And with the new rules, they'll carry 90 all the way through the preseason before they make the final cut. Oh, yeah, a lot of guys to learn for these games.
And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown.
Robert Tunyon
from 8 yards out.
And the Packers have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Well, still in the first quarter, and look out. I mean, they are on pace for over 80 points in this game. I don't know that they'll get there, CD, but this has been impressive to watch so far.
That certainly would be history in the making, wouldn't it, partner? I'm glad we're here to actually watch and see if it actually happens, although, like you, I have my doubts, but they are firmly in control of this game.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away from the 6.
And he will be taken down here as the first quarter of play will come to an end. 21-0 our score after one. The Saints with the football here to begin quarter number 2. As they get set to start their drive with a 1st and 10. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. If they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Winston now.
That pass complete to Deontay Hardy.
And a good tackle there right around the 30. Stops him short of the 1st down.
Blake Gillikin on the punt now on 4th down.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 35 yards that time on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
They'll start out on the ground with Jones.
He'll get this to about the 38.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
From the gun on 3rd down, Rodgers.
Got a man, it's Tunyon. And he's going to have a Packers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. To throw, it's Rodgers.
A check down here to Jones. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
I think you would agree, just a good decision right there. Goes for the safe play, gets some yardage out of it.
And showed some toughness as well. As you noted, he stayed right in there. Saw the rush was coming, hung in there, took the hit, dumped it out to the outside, and now they pick up some yardage, and you have a back that's grateful to you and will continue to make plays.
Rodgers teaming up with Lazard there for a Packer 1st down.
They're going to look to throw.
And Lazard's got it again.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Another connection between the two. This one good for 12 and a 1st down.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Cobb. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last.
Now we're going to get another look at this one. Dennis Allen not happy, so he is throwing the challenge flag. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call.
After review of the play, ruling on the field.
So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. Now Jones. It'll be a gain of 5 there as they move closer. It's 2nd and goal.
It's largely been the air attack that's gotten them down here, but now is where you start to lean on that running game. That's a good pickup there on 1st and goal.
They'll try again. It's into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Aaron Jones on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Packers continue to pull away here in this first half. It's not too often that you say, hey, this one's going to be over by halftime. And, CD, I know our bosses probably don't want us to say that because they don't want people clicking away. But this one might be over by halftime.
And since you've already put your job on the line by actually saying it, I will co-sign and go with you because you're my partner. We don't mean to do it, but this game has been exactly as you've described. I see no hope for them going forward.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away.
Fielded just outside the goal line.
And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line.
The New Orleans offense set to take over.
And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see.
Meanwhile, Winston's throw taken in by Landry.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. On 1st and 10, Winston. And he finds his target, Ebron.
He'll get it inside the 20. Touchdown!
Eric Ebron, 55 yards.
And the Saints are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
Lutz good on the extra point, and it's now a 28-7 ball game. Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and it ends with a touchdown for New Orleans.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Green Bay's offense ready to go again. Well, everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow. And, I mean, if they can get points here, Charles, might almost be an insurmountable comeback for the other side.
I think you make a great case for that, so I'm going to flip it over to the other side. Could they make the big comeback? Certainly. Am I expecting it? Not at all. I think if we don't see a drastic change in how they're playing, this blowout's going to get bigger and bigger before the final gun.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. From midfield, here's Rodgers.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. These two teams, the Packers and the Saints, met in the season opener last year, and that was all Saints, if you remember. 38-3, they won in New Orleans.
Now look out, Rodgers lost the football, and this is picked up by the Saints. And he's into the end zone, a fumble return, and a Saint touchdown. Lutz will look to add the extra point. It's up and good, and it's now 28-14. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
But that one incomplete, as we thought they might do here in week 2 of the preseason. They'd left their starting quarterback out there for this second quarter, but I would imagine we will not see him after halftime.
Yeah, this is the time of year you've got to get your backup some reps and make sure you protect your starting quarterback.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and get the football right back, because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you've got a battle on your hands.
Trying to get it to Cobb, and it's intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football.
So really the first speed bump that this offense has encountered. They had the rule of the roost here in this first half, but now slowed up just a bit by the interception.
And there's a chance that that's a wake-up call for them, because you don't want to go on autopilot too early. That team on defense is capable of making some plays similar to the one they made right there.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. From the gun, Winston. Looking left sideline, incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Winston. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they had the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, you know, their offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
The Packers with a football here late in this first half. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Rolling to his left.
A quick throw, knocked away, and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
They fake the give. Now Rodgers. He'll hit Watkins on the crossing route. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. On play action, it's Rodgers. Out to his left.
Pass to Lazard, bringing it in on the crossing route. And he's going to have a first down here. They're also into field goal range at the 28.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage, because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off. And then you can't catch up in time to prevent the completion.
Again, they'll throw with Rodgers.
That is caught. It's the tight end, Tunyon.
Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.